Welcome to News Booze.
And what we choose with Dami and Danielle.
Yay.
Yay!
Well, cheers to that.
Cheers! Yay!
Yay.
First episode.
Yeah, six years in the making. I feel like we talked about this 6 or 7 years ago. So better late than never.
We're here. We did it.
We did. All right, we'll see if people actually listen to it other than ourselves.
If not,
Um,
good drinks.
exactly. Speaking of, what are you drinking tonight?
I am drinking a Hendricks martini, dirty martini, filthy dirty, with some olives, and it's delicious. Honestly, I did a good job.
You did make me a Hendricks martini for the first time ever when it was my birthday, and I am still not a martini gal.
Honestly, that one was terrible. Charlie just
Oh,
no, it was so bad. The Charlie threw away the vermouth just recently, like from the move, and so there's no vermouth in this one. And I think the vermouth was old or bad or I don't know what, but this is what it should taste like. So I'm so sorry.
okay. So maybe I will give it another chance, but I remember then you tried to make me one that was like lemon and vodka, and it still was like, oh no, it fell. Oh no.
That really sucks because I feel like I used to be such a good bartender and I could like whip
No,
it up, but now I'm like, what do I
no,
do?
I have literally a picture, a couple pictures, and a video from when you made it for me. You look like a pro. You had all the little gadgets and doodads. I couldn't do that.
I just needed the flair.
Exactly. Oh my God, when you worked at TJI's, that is actually a memory that I have in my brain of when you had the suspenders with the stuff on it.
I'm so glad that when I did that, I was like that age because that means I was like skinnier and my boobs were really big and perky. It was like, there was like no other way to do that. Like I really killed it. I wish there's probably a picture somewhere, but like you know what? Yeah. Props to me.
And I could say something, but I don't want to start offending people right at the top of the show. So I'll wait until I'm at least like one glass deep. Speaking of, I'm drinking Pacific Redwood's organic vegan wine.
Oh, that's
I'm
a
drinking I'm drinking a Merlot. Ooh. And
oh,
I actually tried it for the first time when I went camping years and years ago in Yosemite. They had it in the gift shop. It's
oh,
really good.
cool. Did you get
Yeah.
it? Where'd you get it from? Can I ask? Can we tell that?
Sprouts.
Oh.
Yeah. So Pacific Redwood, it's actually from Redwood Valley. So it's a California
Mhm.
wine. But yeah, it's really good. It's organic, so it typically should not make you feel all funky the next day. So
Mhm.
we'll see. We'll see.
Oh,
Since I did do dry January and really loved it. So when I'm not doing this or it's not a special occasion, I'll be drinking my mocktails. But
you're
this
freaking
is a
saint.
spe this is a special occasion, so I'm gonna be drinking.
Oh, love it.
Yeah. So I guess what we really should do, since there's not any housekeeping that we're going to have to do
Yeah.
yet, because this is only the first episode, I think we should probably just jump right on into the shit show that's called the news.
Let's do it. I'm so excited for this.
Uh, honestly, top of mind is Voldemort and Trump's, or I call him Voldemort just because the way his first name spelled is obviously what, Vladimir.
Yes, but he's not a Voldemort.
But it's
He's a
like
wonderful.
it starts no, he is a peach, and like I said, he's hot. But what, how do you spell his first name? Vald. I'm gonna, oh yeah, Voldemir. So I said Voldemort. Accurate. But yeah, so what did you watch a good portion of that interview?
I did. I watched a really good portion of my skin was crawling. Earlier this week, if I can compare it, at work, we did like an exercise where you do like the like end, yes, end, and my skin was like crawling. I hated it. Not that like anyone else was bad, but I just it was like someone singing to you. Like it was that level of bad watching that shit show. Like what the fuck? It's so embarrassing.
Well, and it was like 2 on 1 because JD Vance was just off there like spouting off his mouth, and like, I mean, it's going to be very obvious like who we voted for and stuff. And obviously, I don't give two shits because I know I'm going to anger some people. But I feel like politics is pretty much like it's open game. Like you need to be
Yeah.
able to just have your opinion. Like certain things that, certain people are doing in certain parties, but I'm sorry. Like, anyway, I just think
No,
JD
I
Vance was
agree.
such a dick.
Yeah, no, they were two bullies and they just, I don't know, they just showed like um, one, like just how like idiotic and either uninformed or that there's some kind of driving force there. Like it's really just clear. There's no way they have the best intelligence in the whole entire world at their fingertips or literally speaking to them, telling them what's going on in the world. There's no way that they went into that room thinking that he was going to take that deal. So it just tells me that they wanted this like kind of outcome and that they're I guess in Putin's pockets or Putin's in their pockets. I think they're in Putin's pockets.
Well, that sounds cute.
Someone's in someone's pockets and it's cute.
No, Putin's pockets. It sounds like Polly Pocket. No, I definitely think that the fact that one, I'm very self-aware of the fact that I talk with my hands, but Jesus criminy, how many times you have to talk with your hands like that drove me nuts. I
I'm
can't
gonna
handle
start
it.
doing that the rest of the episode.
Well, he just keeps doing this. Um, but just the fact that like even in the end, he's like, "Well, have you ever been to Ukraine?" And he's
Mhm.
like, "Well, I've seen stories."
Cool.
Cool. And I've watched the news, so I must be just an expert. I must
Yeah,
be an expert.
I've seen movies about America. I think I know all about America. Or I've seen movies in Europe. Like I know everything about Europe. What?
Yeah, I saw Luck of the Irish. I learned all about the Irish culture from that movie. Like he's such an idiot. Anyway, I think that it was why, like you heard kind of what he was basically alluding to at the end, like you should come to my country, you should, kind of think, but it was like more if he was backed into a corner. So then if they're gonna victimize themselves in that and be like, oh, he's threatening us, it's like, no, you kind of, I'm sorry, it's like playground rules. You kind of started it.
Mm-hmm.
So
100%. Did they
hopefully,
release did anyone say anything after this? What's happened after? Like now that like we've all kind of seen this awful video. Like what's next?
all right, unexpected children woke up from both sides, even though they've been sweet little baby angels up until now. They just know.
Baby
Okay, so you said what's next? I was
Yeah.
reading that people are like, okay, cool. So you just ignited the next World War. Sweet. So, and they're like, we've been sending them money left and right. Like, they probably have a nice little cash bank, like to
Yeah.
spend on a war. So, cool guy.
Yeah. I think that the rest of the world is probably going to like have to figure this out for us because we obviously don't have people in power right now who can help. Act like this is just awful, right? I
I,
mean,
I mean, I mean, JD Vance has watched stories, so things we're good.
we're
So,
great. Oh, all right. So what else? Let's move on from
oh
that.
my God.
It's like so
Yes.
heavy.
Let's
Oh,
look at the, yes, we're great and prepared because we have notes. Um, Elon Musk just had his 14th child.
is that a
It
number
was
exaggeration?
it was announced either this morning or yesterday.
Why don't I know this?
I know you guys own a Slosta car, so
You know,
Did,
it's a really great car.
no,
I
no,
think
no, no. I know. It's fine. It's fine.
it's like you know how like now we know how dumb he actually is. There's no way that that man did really anything towards that car. Like like he didn't I don't think he did anything. Like I think he just took the credit and funded it.
No, he has the money, yeah,
Yeah, he
to
does.
get the scientists, to get the people who build the cars, to get the people who design the cars, to get the people who build the rocket ships to
And
go,
he has the money
SpaceX.
to take credit for it too, you know.
And I'm hoping he has the money to fund all these children too, because yeah, he just had his 14th kid.
Wait, so that's
So
not an over exaggeration. He really has 14 children?
yeah, it was announced this morning or last night.
When did that happen? Like I felt like maybe like a couple.
He just had his 13th kid. He just had his 13th kid. Okay, let's do is someone out there um timeline of Elon Musk children.
I'm assuming these are different mothers.
Yeah, a lot of moms.
Yeah, that's good. Wow. A lot of moms. Who are these women?
And obviously he's not like going and banging them out, right? Like he's just giving them his sperm to like create a freaking army.
Oh, really? Oh, it's
No,
four
I
babies.
mean, no, I'm guessing. I'm guessing.
Oh,
I'm sure he
okay.
has like I'm sure he has impregnated the good old-fashioned fun way. But no, I'm pretty sure he just like he's busy. He's like at the White House freaking cheersing up his freaking fellow dude in the office.
That's
Wow. I forgot for his name for a second. His fellow dude in the office. Um, no,
oh,
because like God, he has so many fucking kids.
a lot of children.
Elon Musk tree of children. Yeah, I don't even know. Like he's 14. Like he's obvious. I don't know. Like is he
Actually, really
he's
unfortunate.
well, and he surpassed Nick Cannon, right? Nick Cannon has a dozen,
12 children. I have two. You have two.
and I do it all by myself.
Like the thought of like maybe having another sometimes crosses my mind, and then I'm like, no. But I also am not a billionaire, so maybe I would
Yeah,
have 14 children. I don't know. I'm also not a man, and I don't feel the need to like
create an army.
create an army. Sorry.
Yeah, like I'm literally picturing like they have to have at least probably knowing just the fact that he does have the money, a couple nannies per kid, per family, but they're
Yeah.
not in the same house. It's not like there's one roof and there's 14 kids under one roof. Like that doesn't happen. So are they going to have relationships with each other as they grow up?
Yeah. Well, one of them is bound to hate him.
One. I would imagine a
Maybe
couple.
one of them is bound to turn into a transgender person. I mean, I hope so. I hope, you know what? I hope so.
Which one of them become president?
Well,
I
yeah,
mean
that's
the odds are ever in his favor,
maybe.
Hunger Games style. There's a lot. He's probably not done. We're gonna hear like, oh, 15th was born in a couple weeks from now.
There should be a law.
So, truly. Well, I mean, I'm sure they're able to like, oh, well, that law doesn't exist anymore. Whatever. Yeah, but what about freaking the firing of all the national park rangers?
Yeah, I
You heard
heard
about that, right?
did briefly hear about that. So we talked about this, but I am just like not a news person. Like I watch the morning news. And then unfortunately, I get most of my news from Instagram, which is really embarrassing. But I did see like the upside down flag. But like tell me more, like how many people and like are they really actually fired or did like someone hopefully block that and say no?
Oh, it says over 1,000 people have been laid off in the National Park Service,
Oh,
many of whom were on probationary periods in February. The layoffs are part of President Trump's efforts to reduce the size of the federal government.
do you think like they wake up in the morning, they being like the Cheeto and the ding dong, do they wake up in the morning and think about like what is the most evil thing I could possibly do today? And then they
And
like
twirl
naturally
their imaginary mustache.
laugh. Like, let's destroy the oceans. Let's destroy the forests. I mean, awful.
Well, you have to think like there was one ranger that's it went viral. He posted, he's like, without a park ranger, if somebody is going on a hike and they pass out on the trail, who's going to go out and get them?
Yeah.
Who's gonna because there you have to go to the usually at the check-in point to let them know that you're going hiking.
Yeah.
So then if usually this is national parks, not like just random old trails that you pull off to the side of the road and park, but at national parks you have to basically they account how many people are out there. So if only a certain amount of people return, they're gonna know they have to go searching for these people. So if those people don't exist, guess what? You get lost too goddamn bad.
Do you like I just it like something like this, a national park feels like this should unite us. Like we should all be mad about it, right?
You no, you would think. You would
Like
think.
everyone likes going outside. Most everyone likes going outside. Minus my my fellow vampire friends. But like I'm not a vampire, but I just mean like
Okay,
most
I like how you had to clear just to clear things up, I'm not a vampire. Okay, that's what a vampire would say.
No, I mean, mostly we like nature. Like everyone likes to be in nature at some point in time.
Oh my God, before kids, I loved it, but like I was telling you the other day, I can't do that now. I can't be on high alert and take care of two kids at the same time. I have to wait until they're bigger.
Totally.
Yeah.
100%. But like, it just feels like this should be the thing that we're like, wait a minute. No, not this, if there was anything, but it just feels like every single decision, there are people who are like, yeah, I
That's right.
hate national parks.
Fuck those parks.
I just think that information isn't being shared, or maybe they're
Well,
like
and
not
well,
getting
it's I think
it.
it's like the people that only watch Fox News. They're not getting their information from everywhere. They're only watching one outlet and getting the information they want to hear.
Well, if you're out there and you're still listening to us and you only
Bill,
watch Fox News, I still, I would say,
we just started. Hopefully they're still listening.
I would say find just one other source to just like get another perspective. And that's it. And just listen to it with like an open mind. That's all I would say. There's like one single hope for humanity. Please.
Your mouth to the sane people's ears. Um,
Even if
well,
it's
I mean,
here.
ugh.
Okay.
The next one, obviously I think have ran that one into the ground. Let's get a little bit, lighthearted. Let's talk
Yeah.
about P. Diddy.
Danielle.
Okay, so I was saving this little morsel of information for you because I wanted to get your actual reaction. So, how much of the P. Diddy stuff have you heard? And have you watched any of the documentaries?
No, definitely not watched any of the documentaries. I just know that he was like having all these parties and
The freak offs.
yeah, was it rape? Like full on rape? Like, see, I don't even know like the details. Was he like raping men or men and women? And then like other celebrities? Was he basically like the Jeffrey Epstein of rap? Would you call him rap? Rap.
Celebrities.
Yeah.
Um, okay, so there's a lot. I think I'm definitely going to recommend the HBO Max. Well, I guess Max now. I'm going to recommend the Max documentary. Highly recommend watching that one. It's I think like 2 hours or it's multiple parts. I can't remember. I watched it right when it came out.
Mhm.
That goes really into his upbringing, into him reaching the stardom he did, and then into who he became, the evil person he became. So he is also guilty. Well, in the court of law, they haven't determined if he's guilty.
Mhm.
Allegedly, I'm going to just say this right now to cover our asses, my asses, really, because I'm the one talking about it. Allegedly, he is a trafficker. So he was, his ex. Did you see the video of him beating the shit out of his ex-girlfriend?
I did. Yeah. Is it an elevator? An elevator?
No, if she was trying to get to the elevator and he caught her before she
Oh,
can get on.
that's
Yeah.
really hmm
But obviously that's not the only one. And then there's all of the alleged things that just miraculously all these people just kept getting pneumonia and dying left and right, including one of his kids' mother.
getting
She just
pneumonia.
I mean, if you are you're well off, you could have the doctors, you could have people flying out left and right.
Hmm
One would think you wouldn't be having these random people all in your team and in your
Yeah.
family dying of pneumonia. I'm
Weird. Very
allegedly,
hmm.
allegedly. I don't know. I just have to keep saying that word, I feel like.
Allegedly,
Um,
it ones too.
but so recently, he's obviously in prison now, awaiting his trial. But recently, one of his 11 lawyers quit, and the lawyer was Osama bin Laden's lawyer. And he straight up, I forgot the quote. I We can look this up, but he basically alluded to the fact that he can no longer go on and defend him. So he saw some shit for him to be able to defend Osama bin Laden,
Yeah.
but not P. Diddy.
There
Like,
must be
what the
some
fuck did
video.
you see?
It has to be
Uh,
like Thursday.
Allegedly, there's been some talks about necrophilia.
Oh, that would make someone quit. That would make someone quit.
If there is some actual hard evidence of necrophilia, I don't know, dude. That's gross.
Oh, that's a different podcast.
So the title of this next podcast will be necrophilia.
Oh my
Pro,
gosh.
pro and cons.
Oh,
Yeah,
we have
okay.
a dead body. That's really like so that's what you is that allegedly why the
No,
attorney
there's
general is
no,
separate.
like they're just saying like he straight up said he could not go on with what he's like. What is the quote? I want to get the quote. I want to get the quote right. So Diddy lawyer quit quote
That's really
under he said. Read more. Don't you dare make me sign. Under no circumstances can I continue to effectively serve as counsel for Sean Combs. It is respectfully but regrettably requested that the court grant the relief requested.
yeah, that's pretty
Yeah.
damning. I wonder if they'll bring him back as like a witness.
No, it would be
Probably can't.
what is that when it's like again it
Yeah.
what?
The client privileges.
Well, that too, but it's like when it hits too close to home. So if he already knows the information, it would hit too close to home for him to be able to represent this person. So
Yeah.
I don't think he could also be a witness if he already knows this information.
No, that's fair. Oh
I
my
don't know.
goodness. Ooh.
Trust me, I'm no expert in this. And this is like criminal law for sure, but
We'll see
yikes.
how that unfolds. Okay, tell me about Justin and Blake. You know, I almost said it.
Formerly known as Jason Baldoni. Okay, so I used to keep up with every morsel of when it started, but now it's just like I feel like every single weekend it was just this new thing like the voice recordings, the text messages, and then there's like obviously the memes and the reels and all the things getting created. There is one person I'm definitely gonna have to shout out. I'll probably put it in our story on our Instagram. And yes, we're gonna have a show Instagram, so we'll make sure to shout that out everywhere. But it'll be in the description of this episode on YouTube. But there was at first she was, did the suit right around Christmas time. Then
Mhm.
he did a countersuit. And then now it's been like he sends in receipts like every other weekend, it seems like. And then her lawyer or her team tried to basically put cease on him to like be able to continue like releasing things publicly. Like his lawyer created a website.
What? Oh
Yeah,
my God.
yeah.
So they have a lot of information basically on both sides.
Yeah, but it's like there's all these things that are just like it doesn't look good for either of them, to be completely frank.
Who are you like, if you can say, like, who are you kind of feeling is like most honest and maybe like I know.
I'm okay, this isn't Twilight. I'm not going to choose a team Edward or a team Jacob in this one, but I can see where there's certain things where I'm like, yeah, I'd be sketched the fuck out if this person was just like willy-nilly opening my trailer when I'm breastfeeding my child. Like,
Not a good look.
no, just because I said one time you could doesn't mean you can like never ending time.
Mm-hmm.
It,
Fair.
that is so out of line. But then like there's the text message she's sending like paragraphs about how, she's the Khaleesi and Taylor Swift and her husband are the dragons and
That,
shit like
yeah.
that. And just like all of this stuff, I just feel like it doesn't make them either of them look good. I
Mm-hmm.
just think they're gonna be so what I want to know, thinking ahead, she years ago, I'm talking, I was still in Paso Robles. Um, Years ago, I saw that she was cast in the book turned to movie rendition of My Husband's Secret. I think it was called by Lillian or Leanne Moriarty or something like that. It's behind me on my shelf. But she was cast as the main girl. Well, now I'm wondering because of all of this,
Mm-hmm.
that's going to be recast for sure because no one's going to have a whole backing like because The Simple Favor 2 is coming out.
Mm-hmm.
I think originally A Simple Favor 2 was supposed to come out in theaters, but because of all this, it's now just going straight to Amazon Prime.
Interesting.
And that means that they could get away with not having a red carpet
Mm-hmm.
and new circulation. So
Does she
on an
not want to be like in public right now? I did see her on SNL.
I was just gonna say, did you see her on SNL? Because I obviously she was in on the joke. No one's gonna blindside their freaking wife like that, like
Yeah.
just to make themselves look good. Ryan Reynolds allegedly I listen to Beyond the Blinds, so shout out to that podcast. They do like episodes that are dedicated to either people or industry, like related certain things, or like they'll say, okay, this is about yacht girls, or this is about, like things like that. So they did have an episode about Blake and Ryan. Ryan is allegedly very controlling. He's the one that chooses which movie she does. He'll read all her scripts. And it was like really weird because it kind of synced up with the It Ends With Us,
Mm-hmm.
is because he was like involving himself on like the script rewriting certain scenes and all of this. So it doesn't look good. And it kind of lines up to the alleged blind items that he is a
Oh,
very controlling person. So even though he is controlling, I don't think that he blindsided his wife on the SNL thing.
no.
That was rehearsed.
Yeah.
She's an
Yeah.
actress, albeit she's not like a phenomenal actress. She's not like she can do every type of role ever. Like she's not like that. But I don't think that her being like, oh, when he's like, "What have you heard?"
Yeah.
I don't think that was her first time hearing that.
Have you seen the Instagram reels of like the guy who pretends to be her?
That's what I was talking about. I was like, "Oh my God, I have to shout them out like on our Instagram." He does.
Oh,
Did you see where he did it for 24 hours to keep her mouth? And
no.
the next one was like he was icing his mouth because he like makes his mouth look just like her with a little mole. Like,
I love him.
oh my God, I love him so much.
Oh, that's
He's so funny.
well, that's really too bad. I mean, like I think with any situation, there's always like two sides to every story. So
Well, and the thing is, with so many things, just like I get where her lawyer wanted a gag order, it's like stop releasing shit, Justin, aka Jason, like stop releasing shit. And then I think they're gonna move up the trial because people are gonna get so tired and kind of exhausted by constantly seeing the stuff going on. Surprisingly, though, I feel like it's slowed down a little bit.
yeah.
Hold on. Latest of Justin and Blake. The latest one was, oh God, he was quoted 12 hours or 24 hours ago. You will not silence us.
It's too much.
Just, I think he's putting, because he has like a billionaire backer that's putting all the money and funding the whole like court thing
Wow.
because he wouldn't have the amount of money that it would take to bring someone down like this. He wouldn't have that money just on his own, like his own professional career. He has someone backing that, all the funds, the one who created the website.
Oh, that is what a weird situation. Just like to happen just in life. Like you're in a movie. The movie is great and well received, I think, right? At least
Did you not watch it?
I did, but I saw it at
I, s-
home. So I
oh,
didn't see it.
I saw it on Netflix. Well,
Okay.
I can't go to a movie. What, my 2 and 4 year old are going to watch that kind of movie and last in the theater? No
Movies
way.
are theater. Yeah, no, me either.
Um, what did you think of it?
I
I didn't read the book, by the way.
I didn't read the book. I don't read books right now. I read,
I
but
don't know how to read.
not right now.
Oh no, are you kidding? So shout out to Kim. She sent me because I kept going, yeah, 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 I'll get to it. Yeah, 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 I'll get to it. She sent me Akatar, A Court of Thorn and Roses. Everyone's talking about it because it's one of the smut books that fairies and people like talk in the book and all the time.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Wait, is it related to any other big like movies? No.
Not yet. Well, it was supposed to be a Hulu movie, but then it got dropped. So someone else is supposed to be picking it up. I'm sure Netflix or Amazon Prime is going to pick it up because everyone is obsessed with ACOTAR. Well, that's like the acronym. It's
I
A Court of
think
Thorn and Roses.
I have a good friend who's reading that, but she got really into like a spinoff, you would love this, of Harry Potter. And she said there's like three books and it's like a fan written one, but they're so good
Oh,
that she went out and learned how to make her own like bindings to like make it an actual book and has like made art for it and stuff. And I asked her for one and she said, hell no, that's way too much work.
tell
So
her you'll pay her.
yeah, like, pay please. I'll
Okay.
send it to you
I
and
was
I'll
gonna
find
say,
it
let me
and
know.
we'll put it in the description too in case anyone who may be listening wants to hear.
Well, no. Okay. We have to be real here. The people that are listening to this first episode are going to be people that have either listened to our now future episodes and are going back to the beginning, or they're going to be people who know us personally and are interested in what the fuck we're going to talk about on these podcasts. So we'll
That's
see.
true. Well, thank you to both.
So, hello, future people, and hello, future us. Like, I wonder how many episodes we're on now that you're coming back to the first one. I wonder if the quality of the videos are even better now.
I hope so. I hope
Yeah.
so.
No, trust me.
They will be.
We ran into some technical issues before this, so disregard that. Anyway. So yeah, I'm kind of curious how things are going to be, but the latest thing it says is just from yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. It says Lively hires former CIA official for legal communications.
Okay.
So it's not dead in the water. It's not gonna go away. There's a whole timeline on Forbes. Yeah, anyway, I'll drop the link. But yeah, there's a whole timeline on Forbes that basically gives exactly when it started to yesterday. So
Oh, it's stressful all around, so I don't know. I think I have a lot of empathy for for all of these people, except for Trump and except for Elon. But but like I do,
I
I feel bad because I think on either side, whoever is wrong or right, this is just like a stressful time, you
Well,
know.
and even if one wins, who's going to hire them for their next role? They're going to be
I
like,
was thinking that.
You're drama. We don't want to hire you.
I was thinking that. I mean, at least Blake is in a good position though, more
I mean,
so probably than Jason Justin.
good old Jason Justin. Oh, actually, you never said, did you like It Ends With Us?
Oh, I did. I wasn't expecting that though when I watched it. I didn't know it was going to take that route.
Oh, see, I went into it knowing
Yeah.
that's,
And I was like,
and
oh,
it,
hmm
yeah,
yeah.
well, that was the thing was like one of the papers for him was talking about how like the marketing of it and how he was trying to make sure everyone promoted it lighthearted, like bring your girls, bring your friends, wear your florals, come watch It Ends With
Ah,
Us. He
interesting.
wrote. he wrote that marketing. And then he wanted to say, okay, actually, I'm going to come out and talk about the domestic violence of it all. So then, because at this point, he fucking hated her. And
Ah,
so at this point, he's like trying to make her look like she's being like, oh, downplay the freaking domestic violence. Bring your girls. Let's go watch it. Like, it's sneaking booze and let's watch it together, girlfriends. Like, and he's gonna be like, I want to talk about the serious aspect of domestic violence and like the precautions that you need to make, and here are the websites that you need to go to if you're experiencing da 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 da. He wanted to portray himself as like, I'm this advocate because he was very much like, I'm a feminist. Like, did you?
it kind of makes me
Okay.
feel like he's like trying to get ahead of it, ahead of
Mm-hmm.
something that he already knew. I don't like that.
So he hosted a podcast about feminism and
Mm.
his co-host quit. And apparently, allegedly, I'll have to look into this, but she apparently allegedly is has a suit against him too.
Doesn't look
Does
good.
not does not look good. And then people were talking about on different podcasts, they were talking about how like his YouTube channel has the like 25-minute long engagement video for he sent his wife, his now wife,
Hmm.
and all of it is about him. Not about like their love or anything like that. It's like all him.
Cute.
So maybe he's also narcissistic. Who fucking knows?
I mean, if he did those things, then yes, 100%. Allegedly.
Exactly. We have, I mean, just to cover
We
our
don't know.
asses.
Yeah, we're just
Who's who knows who we're even talking to?
uh,
Uh, well,
yeah.
I feel like that covers pretty much all of our notes, but honestly, I think it's just we're gonna kind of go with like every week we're gonna plan on what's going on in our lives. If there's anything like we're not gonna go too personal, so don't worry, people who are in somehow in our lives, in one way or another. Don't worry.
Hmm.
But like what if something crazy happens, that we need to talk about, a little housekeeping, if anything we need to clarify or correct from the last episodes. Um, but I think these ones are just going to be weekly and kind of just go on whatever happened that week in the news.
Yeah.
And obviously what we're watching and stuff. So maybe let's round it out with what we've watched lately. Um,
Hmm.
do you watch anything? Because I watch a
I
lot.
do.
Well,
No, I
at
do.
night.
Okay. I feel like also we should talk like a little bit more about ourselves, like as much personal as you want to get
Oh,
people know us. But the the reason why, Danielle, if you don't know, because you're probably if you are listening, you probably know me, or maybe you just happened on this podcast. But I have 2-year-old twins. And so and I work full time. And I just moved houses. So like that's been nuts. I've been living in boxes for a month. Um, it's getting better and I love it. And I have a really old dog, a little Yorkie named Hunter. And he's driving me nuts.
AKA Huntress.
Yeah. So yeah, I do watch TV and I try to watch the news in the morning.
I swear I do.
Prior to having kids, I used to like listen to Alexa. I would tell her to like tell me the news, and then I would go and read like 3 different newsletters for news. Like
By the
now,
way, if anyone is listening to this out loud, their Alexas just went off because you said that. And because I just said that now.
Alexa, play. Just kidding.
Alexa, play the sounds of moaning people.
Alexa, shut up.
Shut your mouth. Shut your
But anyway, I've been watching like at nighttime, my husband and I will watch like we have like our list of things. It's usually like Curb or House. We're like watching old shows that kind of like make you feel
Never watched House.
you should go back. It's good. It's still it aged well. There's some episodes where you're like, you could absolutely not get away with that now.
Well, it's like people who rewatch Friends, they're like, this is so offensive.
Do you know what we tried to
Ugh.
rewatch that I absolutely cannot because these have to be like shows that like you're okay going to bed like after watching. We tried to watch Nip Tuck. Um
I think I used to watch that with Charlie back in the day. Your
Because
husband.
I've only seen episodes with you and Charlie,
Mhm.
which is so funny. But
Oh no,
no,
we used to
I
literally,
cannot.
I remember it was Veronica Mars and Nip Tuck. And if we had, like, we would always start watching our shows because we knew people would come over to start partying. So we had to get them like finished. And then people would start showing up early and we're like, shh, shh, almost done.
Yes, I think I was one of those people you would shush.
Yeah, shh.
So
They
now
just revealed whoever, blah, blah, blah.
it's basically just Curb House, but my own personal show like that I get to watch that I'm like, shut up, is RuPaul's Drag Race. I love RuPaul's Drag Race. It's my favorite.
Never watched an episode.
Fun fact, during COVID, when all of our, work meetings were online, we did a like some kind of trivia game or something, and it was like all online, right? So I took like a nanosecond. Someone took a nanosecond of RuPaul's like intro, and I was like, RuPaul's Drag Race.
No, what was it like the You Better Work, Turn to the Left, Work It Girl, that song from our childhood. I just remember that.
It's amazing. If you haven't seen it, it's really great. And there's a lot of like depth to it too. It's just you feel like like you get the real reason why these queens are doing what they do and like why they love to do what they do. I'm really passionate about it. So I love it. What about you? Sorry.
Well,
Spoil.
speaking of RuPaul's Drag Race, is there a character named Bob the Drag Queen?
There is, yes.
So that's something I'm watching is Traitors. He was on the latest episode of, or latest season of Traitors, which is still going.
Uh-huh.
So good. I hadn't ever seen a previous season or ever watched the UK version of the show, which I heard is really good because the UK version of the show, it's half celebrities, half normal people. And then in the American version, it's all celebrities.
That's right. You did tell me this.
It's
Okay.
ac it's actually really good. So, spoiler alert, Bob the Queen is a traitor and gets voted off. They find out. He, I think, like, oh my God, I love him, but I love that he also his just like energy. It was actually a bummer when he left, but his energy in the house was just so fun. And him and Dylan Efron, who I'm loving the fact that he is getting this such a spotlight on him, is Dylan Efron is Zac Efron's younger brother.
Oh, cute.
I'm,
Is he
I'm
is he
pretty.
cute or is he
Oh no, super cute. Look him up. He's super tattooed and he like climbs rocks with his bare hands and he does the like
ready?
balancing on the wire across like cliffs and shit, like where he's gonna like fall and stuff. I've been following him for years and I just love that he's getting such a spotlight. Everyone's like, oh my God, we've been all about the wrong brother. Like,
I'm like you just said, look him up, and I looked him up, and there's like the first picture is him like this, and then the other one's like him like going like this on a boat, and I wasn't ready for
you're
that.
like, can you see me? You're like trying to fix your hair, like, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, he's still on the shows. Again, spoiler alert, but I won't give anything else away. But no, they were just like they were pals, like right off the bat, is Bob the Drag Queen and Dylan Efron. So I just miss his
Cute.
energy in the house, but I highly recommend it. It hasn't ended yet, so maybe you should totally watch it. And it's one
Cool.
episode a week, so it's not like they release like four here, four there, so you have like 20 to watch. You only have, I think, like 9 episodes to watch.
What is it on?
Peacock.
Peacock. Okay, we actually just got Peacock back, so I'm super excited. Thank you for telling
You're
me
welcome. And I'm also watching my regulars that I've been like a diehard for is Southern Charm, Southern Hospitality, which is the spinoff. Those are also both on Peacock. Highly recommend. Southern Hospitality only has 3 seasons. They're currently in their third. So that's an easier watch just because there's only 2 seasons to watch and there's only like 10 episodes or 12 episodes a season.
Is it reality or is it
Reality. These are all
okay?
reality shows. Yeah. Oh, okay. So non-reality shows. I'm
Hmm.
only in the third episode right now, but Paradise on Hulu.
No. Then you reminded me. We have to talk. Okay, but go. Paradise.
Oh, no. So highly recommend Paradise. I'm not going to even say a single word because I need you to go in blind.
Okay.
You just need
I
to
like it.
know. You think you know, but you have no idea. This is the true life story of whatever MTV, that old school flashback to that. Remember, did you ever watch that?
No.
It's like you think you know, but you have no
Oh, yes, it
idea.
does. Yes.
Yeah. I love that show. Oh no, it was like this is the diary of blah blah blah. No, it's so good. Oh,
Oh,
it's so good. And I'm only on the third episode. The latest, or I think there's the last episode is supposed to be released, I think just yesterday. So I have to catch up so I don't
okay.
get spoiled.
I'll watch it.
What were you gonna say though?
We have to talk about it because the internet is talking about this. This is the only news that I know. Have you seen The White Lotus?
Yeah.
Okay, but how do you feel about this season's White Lotus intro song?
Oh no, don't even get me started. And also, fun fact. Okay, first I'm gonna start on the intro, but it's like a full circle moment. So the intro, no, I was like literally I had turned off the lights. I was in covers. I had just done my skincare, so I was all oiled up and I was just ready to go with my mocktail. And let me tell you, once that like whoa, and the things weren't happening, and I was like,
Where is it? It was like the biggest letdown.
have you seen the reels of people being like, oh yeah, and they're like first season, they're like, second season, they're like, woo, woo, and then
Yes.
third season, they're like looking and
What the fuck?
they're like waiting for it. They're like, there was actually a couple, or they were pretending to be a couple where she's like, all right, the beat's gonna come here, it's gonna come here. So right. Nope, on the next one, the beat's coming. All of a sudden, she's like, the title shows up. She's like,
What
what
the
the
fuck?
fuck?
You know what? I honestly thought that they were duping us and that like the second episode they were gonna bring it back or that like they heard that we were pissed and they were gonna
I
bring it
heard
back.
the outcry, heard the cry.
I am shooketh that they did not change that. It's awful. And now I'm like, I'm skipping it. I'm skipping. I don't even want to hear it.
Okay, actually, I'm going to say something a little bit controversial,
You like it.
more so than what we've talked about this entire episode. Um, watch it without skipping it. It's not as bad as you think. I
Okay.
haven't, okay. So I haven't gone back to see if they added any more bass, but I swear to God, there's bass in there now. But it's not the thing.
Yeah. The
It's
turkeys.
there's a little bit more. Is that what it is? Yes.
Danielle's gonna use a clip of just that.
Okay. So there, I swear there's more bass now. So they didn't add the woodles, but they added some more bass.
Okay, I actually think I agree with you, and I don't know if it was like just the pure letdown of like the first episode, but the second episode I did notice it wasn't as bad as I thought it was, but it's nowhere near as like epic as it was.
Good Lord, no. People were like getting down with their wines like in the intros and like dancing to it. Like now people are like, cool, let's just get this going. You're already disappointed me. Let's just get it going. Like they're pissed. Um, full circle thing is what I wanted to say is the writer and director who was also side note, he was on Survivor. Um, the writer and director admitted that he actually the incest family that's going to obviously be an ancestral family and like
Oh, yeah. Were
oh
you
yeah,
waiting for them to
spoiler alert,
start?
if you don't want to get anything like spoiled for you, like why are you still listening, skip
Go ahead.
ahead. um the family, the ancestral family, the like from the south kind of thing, they're modeled after Southern Charm.
How
The first
funny.
couple seasons, highly recommend going back to the first couple seasons. God, they were so good. Um, Thomas Ravenel is Lucius Malfoy, aka John Isaacs, the guy
Oh,
who's like, he's in freaking Harry Potter.
yeah. That's so
Yeah,
funny. That's like
yeah.
double full circle because we talked about Harry Potter. We talked
Double
about
triple. Yes. So his accent is legitimately the same voice as the guy from Southern Charm. And then the creator came out after the first episode dropped. He came out and said, yeah, the whole family is modeled after certain characters from Southern Charm.
Oh, that's funny. Wait, so how, were you waiting for like them to be like, oh, they're step brothers or sisters or whatever?
Okay. I
but then it
thought
never
the
comes, and you're like,
Yes. So I thought the younger ones were like blood, and then the older one must have been a step if he's
yeah.
openly talking about her sex life. And then he doesn't care that his dick's all wangling out and he's talking about like jacking off next to his brother. That's weird. And then
So
his brother, no, but then the younger brother is checking him out in the mirror. It's like,
there's no
oh,
way.
oh,
No.
you guys are gonna fucking bang because freaking Patrick Schwarzenegger is definitely, I don't know if this, like, he's come out and literally defended the fact that he's actually playing this on purpose. Like, this is not him. Like, this is not like a version of him. He is
Oh,
playing
poor
this
guy.
character. I know people are like, oh, this is who he really is. Um, so he's come out saying, like, no, this is like my character, guys, like, calm down.
Yeah.
So I said so like 50 every time you hear the word so, take a drink. You're probably blacked out. Um,
You taking a drink, by the way?
yeah, I took a sip. I refilled mine. I know you're drinking a cup of booze, but I'm
I
drinking
actually
mine.
did refill mine. I did it really slyly. Do-
Wow. I thought
Yeah.
you were gonna do the whole like shake it and
It
then like
wasn't because you were talking, and I was like, I don't want to do that. So there was a little like movie magic that happened.
I feel so deceived. Anyway. Um, so yeah, I think that he is going to be because like he's trying to put himself out there to like the younger girl that's with the guy with the teeth and the tan, the old guy
Oh,
with the
yes.
teeth and the tan. I don't know. I know he's in Fallout, the new show. I have not watched that show, but I know he's in that with the
Why
no
does it look
nose.
like his name is Billy Bob?
His name is Billy Bob. I swear to God, that's the same. It's not, but he looks like Billy Bob Thornton.
He does. Maybe he's
Or
it.
or he looks like Jim Carrey, Jim Carrey's character as Fire Marshal Bill
Oh, yeah, you're
from
right.
I swear to God. Look up Fire Marshal Bill and guy from White Lotus.
The kid, the brother, the older brother, the pervy brother
Is
is
Arnold Schwarzenegger's, yeah.
did not know that.
His last name is Schwarzenegger.
Well, I'm not looking at names.
Almost like, oh yeah, just like it's like Smith. Everyone has that last name.
I didn't even look at it. Honestly, I'm so bad because like I'll listen to music too, and people are like, "You don't know who like
You don't know
Sh-"
who Lady Gaga is? Like,
his name is Walton Goggins."
yeah, okay. You mean
Walt,
Fire Marshal
it's like you
Fire
have
Marshal Bill?
balls in your
Uh,
mouth. Walton Goggins.
I don't like that. It's like when people talk about like, what is
Walton
that
Goggins.
word? What is that? There's a word. It
Walt-
has an R in it, and it's like when you say it's like, oh, rural. When you say rural, a rural place. It was very a rural landscape.
Well,
I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I had
now
to
I'm like
say
two martinis deep, so now I definitely can't say that shit.
no, I had to say it
Oh,
on a meeting. Oh, I have to
oh,
intro myself at the end, by the way. You
yes.
introed yourself.
True.
But no, let's keep going with White Lotus because I actually really want to talk about it.
Yes.
Um, so yeah, like I said, old guy with teeth, Walton, allegedly. Uh, you know how Patrick Schwarzenegger keeps hitting on his or kept hitting on his younger girlfriend slash wife or whatever she is. I think he's gonna be like no one's gonna take the bait on him, so he's gonna finally fuck his brother. That's my thought.
That Walton Goggins?
No, Patrick Schwarzenegger.
Oh, that he's actually gonna.
Yeah, because
Oh,
he's like trying to be like, hey ladies, and he's like
but
trying to be
really,
like
like
creepy, and no
it's
one's gonna
not
take the
a
bait.
it's not a line that they cross in TV and movies, which
I
I know this is a very ADD moment.
I
I
don't think they
recognize that.
should. I don't think they should be
I
like,
don't
that's too
either.
incest.
I don't either, so that would be wild. Um, but you love scary movies? Did you see Nosferatu, the newer
Yes,
one?
yes.
Would you? Sorry to
It's
switch.
oh, by the way, it's also streaming on Peacock. Peacock.
Ah, can we get sponsored by Peacock now?
Yeah, one episode in. Our next sponsor is Peacock.
Um, so you saw it. How did you feel?
It was beautiful, stunning, so pretty to look at. What
Okay.
the?
Yeah,
fuck was that last
thank
part?
you.
What the fuck was her getting off on him like decaying and being all bloody on top of her? Like,
They started it like that though. And apparently, so I haven't seen the original, which is really shocking because I took like a horror film history class, but I didn't see that one. Yeah, they didn't show that one.
don't you
Probably,
remember when Charlie was dating someone and they had a vampire themed party and there was a whole Nosferatu poster on the wall?
I do not.
Right when you walked into the front door, the Nosferatu poster was right there on the hallway.
I gotta say that he went all out for that party, and I'm like, is anyone? I was thinking this the other day. This is like the most
You're like, you didn't even go that all out for me ever.
self-centered thing, like moment was like,
Bitch.
I was like, I wonder if anyone will ever throw me a surprise.
Fond memory of my now husband doing it for an ex.
But was that a surprise party?
No, she knew
I don't
about
think
it
it
because
was.
we
Yeah.
remember we all dressed up as vampires.
Yeah, that's fair. So, but I just was thinking about like, I wonder when I want to do that. Wow,
By the
Charlie's
way,
all out.
RIP George, because I remember when we put up sheets, because I helped him decorate, we put up sheets over George's books so they wouldn't get messed up. And
Oh, was
then
he
we had,
there?
probably, like, I just remember every time I lived, practically lived over there, like, because I would be like, I'd go home to shower and change, and then I'd go to Charlie's. Um, that was my childhood. Like, even though I
Yeah.
was 19, 20, 21,
I'm
that was
convinced
my
that 20s
childhood.
are your childhood still. Yeah, no, it
Oh
is. It's
no.
like Act
Ugh,
3.
it was. Anyway, but no, I just remember we purposely put sheets over it because there was going to be so much fake blood that he was trying to be mindful of George's books.
That's really sweet. George is my
I
stepdad.
know.
Well, not my stepdad.
R.I.P. I know. Oh,
Stepdad,
speaking
my
of incest.
father-in-law. Oh, no, that's really
Um,
sweet and
I
crazy and
know.
just hilarious.
Okay, so Nosferatu. What did you think, other than obviously the ending part?
Okay, well, like not having any, like I knew that Nosferatu is vampires. I read Nosferatu the book when I was reading NOS 42. It's the license plate. Fantastic book by Stephen King's son. I think it's like Jonah. I'll look it up and I'll tell you later. But anyways, wonderful book. So I knew that it was like creepy. Um, I didn't know how creepy it was, so I was there like looking around like, the fuck is happening? Like she's having an orgasm from a
And hold
monster.
and holding his like decaying back, like where his skin was like
Yeah,
lifting. Ooh.
it was creepy.
Like I'm into creepy shit, but that
Sure.
is like weird.
No, I thought it was good though. Like overall, I think that's what like a horror movie should do. Like you should creep the fuck out of us because
But
we're
it
desensitized.
was, and it was so pretty though. It was
It was really
beautiful to
pretty.
look at.
Yeah, that was a good one. I don't know how we got there, but I'm glad that we did. So where are we on our like schedule? Is it like for what we choose, or was this what we choose?
No, this is so I think that's what it is. We start off with the news. What's in the news? What's going on? What the hell are we listening to? What are we reading? Because
Yeah,
listening to meaning podcasts. Like I am very much an avid, I work and podcasts are my ear. If I'm not at a meeting, if I'm not, like in an actual like where I have to pay attention to somebody talking and just a training or anything like that, I have a podcast in my ear at all times.
yeah.
So I think that's why. And this is going to be something that I think people need to know too is I very much deliver a lot of you're like, what? That's happening. So don't be alarmed that Damiana may not know about something crazy that's happening right now. I just listen to a
Who would
lot of
I?
no, I listen to a lot of podcasts and I'm very much like I watch the video component if there's that's why I wanted to make sure that we do it on video because then we can upload to audio too. But I like to watch the video component on the top left corner of my screen when I'm working. And when there's nothing on TV or I've already caught up with the Southern Charms, the Housewives I watch, by the way, side note, I don't watch Potomac. I've never watched New Jersey. I've only watched the new New York. I've never watched the old. I've watched Beverly Hills. I'm very much a Vanderpump RIP because that's coming back with like a new cast, so we'll see. A Southern Charm. I'm like Summer House, love Summer House. Oh yeah, side note, I do have a Bravo fan account. It's called Another Bravo account. It
What does
literally
that
is.
mean you have an account? Like,
Oh, okay. So I don't think anybody knows actually. So it's called Another Bravo ACCT. So Another Bravo account. And it's
mhm.
just a fan account for talking about the Bravo shows. So
What? That's so
surprise.
cool. Wait, a
Um,
podcast or an Instagram or like,
Instagram. Oh,
okay.
no, this is the only podcast. Trust.
Okay.
Like, I'm not hiding it an entire life from you. You're like, actually, so this can now go into my intro. So, an intro at the end of the episode. I am a single mom living in the Sacramento area with my two boys, 2 and 4. I'm actually signing one of them up for TK next week on Monday. Um, so yeah, just doing it at home. I work from home full time. I'm watching them simultaneously full time, and I'm taking on the challenge of also doing homeschool for the TKer. Thankfully, again, I've said this to you, but the TK curriculum is not like it's 6 hours of work. It's
Yeah.
like an hour and a half. So it's doable for sure. It's going to be a lot of, because like I already did give him books and stuff with like tracing your letters, your numbers, your lines, your things like that. And he watches, because of course, like when I'm in meetings, I don't care if the mommy people hate me. I am okay with screen time. Like screen time has saved me from meetings, even though whenever I'm on a meeting, they're like, "Oh, we want to say hi." Um,
No hate on other moms. You can't do that. It is such a hard job, and sometimes you need it. Don't, no shame. No
yeah, well,
shame here. My kids are 2 and so get screen time because mommy has
no.
to shower and brush her teeth.
Oh, are you kidding? When I shower, they're like, "Hi, what are you doing? Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Still in the shower.
Yeah.
The water is running." Um, but no, like I definitely do push for more of like the educational. So he knows his numbers, he knows his colors, he knows his letters, things like that. But like, I'm not worried about the whole homeschooling. But I already told you, so I'm gonna do TK homeschool, K homeschool, and then once my 2-year-old turns the age that he can go into TK, that's when it'll be the decision if they're gonna go into the actual school.
Yeah.
Because then they can go together, even though yes, separate grades, but together into the school because 2-year-old has never been around without his brother.
It's super
So
sweet. And you're,
they're like,
yeah.
well, what were you gonna say?
That you're a fucking angel and you're just like amazing that you're doing all
Thank
this.
you.
You're a good mom. You're a great mom. Yeah.
Well, so are you, and your boys are absolutely precious, but I think maybe we should tie it up with a bow there.
Yeah, we should.
Um, but yeah, we're just gonna do this on a weekly basis. Every week we're gonna gather, take notes on things we definitely want to hit. Kind of go off the cuff, go on tangents like we just did. Obviously, you were there for it if you're still listening. But I think definitely we want to do this on a weekly basis, and it's going to cover the news. We're going to drink something. Like I said in the beginning, I did dry January and I am keeping it going. The only time I'm really drinking is basically going to be on these episodes. And if there's just really a week where I'm like, I'm not really feeling it, I don't want to drink, I'll have a mocktail. So follow along if you want to get good mocktail recommendations. Highly, highly recommend the recess drinks and the Hi-O drinks. Those are delicious. But they just have adaptogens and no alcohol.
I have had that. Yes,
Mhm.
they are good. I
They are
surprised.
good. And they still give you that like that mellow feeling that I feel like a lot of people do have that like end of work drink or whatever it is. Um, they have that mellow feeling without making you tired. And also you don't have a hangover the next day. So we're getting older and hangovers happen. So that's why I'm very much an advocate for if it's a wine, it's organic
Mhm.
because I have to take care of 2 kids. I can't sacrifice being hungover.
Oh, I'm gonna go to
Well,
the water.
yes, well, stay on. We'll chit chat on the sides. So that's a nice little teaser for the next episode. But yeah, we'll be here every week. hopefully you guys stick around because we'll definitely, fine tune things. We'll take your critique if you think that we're going on a ramble. Well, then you know what? You can go fuck yourselves because that's what girls do. They ramble, especially when they drink.
That's what
So,
the point is, really.
yeah, yeah, this is supposed to be fun, guys. Don't take it so goddamn serious. Anyway, love you.
Love you. Cheers.
Oh, cheers.